Hey, it's the core gameplay. In this video I want to take a look at the Talon and why it's becoming the meta in Star Citizen. If you don't know what meta in gaming means, it's basically the most effective tactic available in a game that helps you win against players or NPCs. When the Talon was first released, there were a lot of mixed feelings about it, especially because it had a canopy bug where it would constantly open and close. Other ships had this too, but it was especially awful for the Talon because its cockpit uses screens to look out of instead of glass, so a lot of people put the Talon to the side and went back to the Arrow because it was the #1 fighter. Eventually they fixed the bug with it and more streamers and PvPers started using the Talon. Not only that, but the NPC bounties got buffed as well, so many people tried out the new ship, the Talon, raising its popularity, and now with the Xenothreat event being in the PTU, you're seeing a lot of Talons flying around. With more people trying out the Talon, their opinions on it has since changed. The Talon is meant to compete against the Arrow and the Gladius, and it does a really good job of it. It sits right in the middle of the Arrow and the Gladius. It comes with 2 shields just like the Gladius, making it tankier than the Arrow, but it also has really good maneuverability. In some cases the Talon can outmaneuver the Arrow. It has better forward acceleration than the Arrow. It also has better up and down acceleration than the Arrow and the Gladius, but its left and right acceleration are both weaker than the Arrow and the Gladius left and right acceleration, making the Talon a competitor against these 2 ships, and it's a good thing. The real superpower of the Talon is its boost. It almost has infinite boost, making it a great light fighter because boost is mainly used to outmaneuver or outposition your target. Without boost in the game, it would be really difficult to outposition your target. For example, if the Big Daddy Vanguard shows up, that's at the top of the food chain at the moment, boost would be used to get into its blind spots and out of its firing arcs. The Talon feels like the perfect light fighter because it has the right amount of boost a light fighter needs. A light fighter doesn't have the most damage or the most survivability. A light fighter is supposed to have maneuverability so it can outposition its opponent, but at the moment not all light fighters have that right now. Whereas heavy fighters are supposed to have a lot of firepower and they should have a lot of survivability but not be as maneuverable. The medium fighters are supposed to be somewhere in between, having more damage than a light fighter and a bit less survivability than a heavy fighter, but still have some maneuverability. At the moment, medium ships are kinda in a bad spot, and the Talon just shows us that we definitely need some balancing changes. The poor Hornet definitely needs some love. It's supposed to be one of the best fighters in lore, so I feel like the Talon is in a really good spot as a light fighter. It's really fun to fly, and I don't think it needs a nerf. I think other ships need a buff instead. It would be a real shame if they kill the Talon. The Talon also comes with other special features that adds to it becoming the meta in Star Citizen. The most obvious thing is its guns. It has 2 size 4 guns, where other fighters usually have 3 size 3 guns. If you compare the guns of the Talon to other light fighters, then the damage is about the same, but the real advantage of bigger guns are that their projectile speed is faster, making it easier to hit smaller targets. Not only that, if you are fighting from a distance, the bigger guns also have less drop-off damage, but this usually won't be as useful because it only applies to some weapons and most engagements happen within 2 kilometers or less, preferably less. The Talon also has stealth on its side. While it might not be as useful at the moment, it still helps you escape. There will be situations where you can see your target, but your target won't be able to see you, so you can plan ahead. For example, when you're bounty hunting a player bounty, when you're approaching the bounty, you can close the distance before they start running. It also helps you with jousting. If you're fighting an opponent that likes to joust and they go out of range, they simply lose lock on you and they won't be able to find you as easily. While the Talon does sound like it has no downsides, it definitely does. It has a bigger profile than the Arrow, making it an easier target to hit, and if you lose a wing, you're basically dead. You can use VTOL to pull in your wings to try and recover, but that doesn't always work. I also noticed that my guns sometimes get shot off quite easily, and you lose a lot if you lose one of your guns. It might be because of sealed holes, or maybe it's just because the guns are so big and they're sitting right on the nose of the ship, making them an easier target. I think the Talon feels like a true light fighter, and CIG should try and bring other light fighters up to the standard of the Talon. I'm only talking about the boost. We definitely have some good choices of light fighters at the moment, but some of them just needs a little bit of love, whereas the medium fighter ships need a lot of attention. I would really like to see all fighters get balanced to their class so we have more to choose from. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Talon. Do you think it's the meta right now, or is the Arrow still the #1 light fighter in your eyes? If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and remember to subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and I'll see you in my next video.